The White House, the president, is now inexplicably claiming that U.S. death numbers for coronavirus are some sort of good news story. The president said about the death numbers yesterday, quote, "It's a great number." He said, and then the White House tweeted out, "Fatalities have fallen nationwide." Well, actually, this is the national chart of fatalities from coronavirus right now. And while they did fall in the past, right now they are on the rise. And I want to show you something else because I think this is important, something I think that makes clearer, maybe even clear enough for the White House to understand what's going on here and what's in store. So look at this. What you're looking at here, we're going to put up on the screen here, is basically the same chart. This is a graph showing deaths from coronavirus over time, right up until right now. But this is us just breaking out the numbers for the tri-state area that I mentioned earlier. This is just coronavirus deaths in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut over time. And you can see how their death numbers soared when they got hit so hard so early. But in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, their numbers have since come way down radically. Today, in fact, was the first day since March when there were 0 deaths from coronavirus in New York City. I mean, the tri-state area did get absolutely walloped early on, but now they are a success story in the way they have beaten this thing back and got it under control. Now, here, right next to that, here's the rest of the country and the death numbers for the rest of the country if you don't include the tri-state area. This is the whole rest of the country minus New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Right? Any solace you might have taken from seeing some not particularly steep rise in deaths in the United States over the past couple of weeks, well, what this shows you is that the whole country looks somewhat better because when you look at the numbers for the whole country, that includes the tri-state area. That's done so well. If you break that part of the country out, well, yeah, look at the rising death toll in the rest of the country. I mean, just like we saw weeks ago where the national number of new cases really didn't look that bad until you realized the national numbers only looked okay because the tri-state area was included in those numbers and they were kicking butt while everybody else was doing terribly. Now that same pattern holds not just for case numbers, but in terms of deaths. Right? That's the national, on the left side of your screen, that's the national graph of coronavirus deaths. If you drop the tri-state area, you drop New York, New Jersey, Connecticut out of it, that's on the right. Right? What we've got is radically declining deaths in those first 3 hard-hit states, and we've got rising deaths in the whole rest of the country, steeply rising deaths.